Admiral Sir George Parr, you are the saviour of the nation.
Yes, I am. And a very happy Christmas to old and young alike.
Thank you. You are the saviour of the nation by virtue of being in command of Britain's nuclear strike force.
Yes, I command the Trident fleet.
Yes, the Trident submarine fleet, which of course has taken over from Polaris, which now is obsolescent and being phased out. How many submarines do we have in the fleet?
In broad terms, one.
Yes. What are the what armaments does the?
Well, the Trident has
have?
16 missiles, each of which has 6 multiple warheads, each with the explosive power of 10 Hiroshima bombs.
It's huge firepower.
It is.
What is the target?
Well, since the end of the Cold War, our missiles have been de-targeted.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means that, together with the Russians and the Americans and the French, we no longer point at particular targets, we just point towards the general area of the open sea.
So if a missile happened to be launched, it
will fall harmlessly into the open ocean, yes.
Yes, where the submarines are.
Yes, that's true. Yes, but of course, in wartime, they would be retargeted onto their targets.
Oh.
Onto the enemy, as it were.
Onto the enemy. And what is the enemy?
Well, when you're at war, you have two sides, and one side is you.
Yes. I understand what the enemy is in general terms. I mean, what is our enemy?
Oh, I see. Well, we haven't actually got an enemy at the moment, but for the purposes of strategic thinking, of course.
You make one up.
No, we make do with the last one that we had. Which in this case was Russia.
Russia, I see.
Because the Trident is designed under the Ministry of Defense criteria, which is something called the Moscow criteria. In other words, it has to penetrate the anti-ballistic missile defenses which the Russians have placed around Moscow. Because the problem with Polaris was that all its missiles would land on the same spot, i.e. Moscow, but because of these multiple warheads in Trident, we're able to knock out 93 other large cities at the same time.
Yes, but we're not likely to want to attack Moscow, are we?
No.
So we're even less likely to want to attack 93 other cities at the same time as not attacking Moscow.
Well, of course, I'm just a simple sailor.
Yes, I noticed.
That's a political matter.
Yes, I noticed. Of course, in fact, as far as a nuclear threat to Britain goes, the threat isn't likely to come from a superpower any longer, launching vast strikes against it. It's likely to come from a terrorist group who are just as likely to send somebody over with a nuclear bomb in a suitcase.
Absolutely.
And Trident isn't any good against that.
Trident is not designed as an anti-suitcase system.
No.
So I suppose you would have to have some sort of suitcase reduction treaty.
Yes.
Which is not really my field.
No.
But you see, we have to have Trident in order to fulfill our treaty obligations, which we've entered into together with other countries, to gradually, completely eliminate nuclear weapons from the face of the earth.
You have to have Trident in order to... Yes, I see that. Only very vaguely, I must admit, but I...
Because you see, if we didn't have Trident, we couldn't be invited to disarmament conferences, could we?
Oh, I see. So it's a matter of prestige, is it?
No, not only that, because we also have an obligation against the proliferation of nuclear weapons.
Yes.
So we need Trident in order to persuade smaller countries who might want to have nuclear weapons, that it would not be in their security interests to have them.
But it is in our security interest to have them, but not in that.
Oh, yes. Yes, because if the worst comes to the worst, and one of these small countries insists on having nuclear weapons, then we would have to put our counter-proliferation policy into action.
Which is what?
That is to reserve the right to make a preemptive strike on one of these small nations against their nuclear capability.
What, a nuclear strike?
No, that would be madness. No, we'd use conventional weapons.
Yes, but Trident isn't very good for that, is it?
No.
Then for Christ's sake, Admiral, why do we need Trident?
Well, you see, we need Trident so that in the last resort, or beyond the last resort, we can demonstrate that we can do something absolutely mad if we deem it the most sensible thing to do at that time.
Yes, and if that did happen, who would make this decision?
Well, not me.
Thank God for
No. That decision will be made by the Secretary of State for Defence.
Michael Portillo. Good. Thank you very much. That's what a relief. Thank you, Admiral.
Thank you.